Hey, what's going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So just before we go ahead and get started on today's video, drop me a like and a subscribe. Keep the support coming and let's get started. Now, this ain't my normal type of video. Like, I never have the camera this way, but I thought it's going to be better than just staring at my normal steering wheel like I normally do. So you've just passed your test and you want to get insured and get on the road. Now, this is the time when the insurance company want your money, and honestly, it's not worth relying on your policy just to get your insurance now, because if you do get caught out and you don't actually work for the Queen, then yeah, it's not going to go well for you. But you can use these tips, which I wish I knew when I was doing my quotes, to get your premiums lower. Now, obviously, every quote is going to vary on the person. There's a lot of conditions there are, such as what car you drive, where you live, the crime rate around your area, how many of them cars get crashed, you know, just loads of stuff. But these tips did help get mine down, whether that be you've just passed your driving test, you want to get insured, or you know, you're just going your renewal again after another year. Try and use these if you already don't, and then see if it does make a difference. So the first thing is search around. Don't just go on your first comparison website and then see whatever's there is the only option you've got. This is something that I made a mistake on. I was pretty lazy, so I just used to go on websites like Compare the Market or Confused.com. I think that's what it is. But yeah, and I used to type in all my details and look for the cheapest one on there. And what I didn't realise were there are so many more companies that aren't on them comparison websites. And the insurance company I'm with now is not on one of them. And I wish I knew that, because it does make a huge difference. So you're best off just going on Google, searching up different companies, having a play about, see what's coming up. I mean, to get a good ground figure, you can use a comparison website like Compare the Market and whatever, and that'll give you a rough idea, but don't use that as your final price, because there will be other independent companies that will want to get you cheaper. Obviously, this will vary between what person there is, but it is definitely a good tip to start with. Now, the second tip is to add more drivers, and obviously the big difference it makes with younger drivers is adding a parent on, but it does also make a difference in most premiums if you just do add another person on. Now, obviously, if you don't really have anyone else to add, then you can't really use this, and I'm pretty sure 90% of people can add someone onto their policy. So try playing about with that. Try adding someone else onto your policy and see if that does make your price go down, because I noticed when I added more named drivers, they did drop, and I do know many more people that have done that. So moving on to tip number 3. Now, this is again something I wish I knew when I was doing my insurance quotes. Obviously, I was lazy, so I just used to go on the internet and type in whatever, but ring up an insurance company and see what they can offer you, and you will get a much cheaper quote than you would if you would just go online, because you're actually talking to a person and they ask you a lot more specific questions, and it definitely does make a big difference. But some of the things you could say, rather than ringing up an insurance company and being like, oh, I want to insure this car and blah 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 and whatever, what can you give me? An alternative to saying that is something along the lines of, oh, I'm ringing up to insure this vehicle, I've had this price already to make, can you beat it? And then obviously they'll try and work something around with you, but you can definitely get a lot cheaper by ringing up, and then that does also reduce your premium. So number 4, now this tip I didn't really think would make a big difference, but when I actually tried it, it did. When you're doing your quotes, you've got an option to put your driver's license details in. That's your number that you find on a UK license, and I put that in, and surprisingly enough, it did go down. And I don't know why this is. I mean, it might just be quicker, I don't know, but it definitely does work. So if it only takes a couple of seconds to put your number in, and if it does work, then happy days. But yeah, next time you do a quote, put your driver's license number in. And the 5th and final tip is your mileage. Now, when you're taking out a policy, it will tell you to estimate the amount of mileage you're going to do per year. Most people try to put lower mileage. Now, most of the time, yeah, that does make it cheaper, but some companies require you to take a picture of your mileage before and after. So if you do lie with that, it can cause problems. But I've noticed sometimes where I think the minimum is 3,000 miles with most companies, but if I were to put around 6, it would actually be cheaper than 3, which is a bit confusing. I don't get why that is, but definitely have a play around with your mileage. It doesn't always necessarily mean the lower the mileage, the less your premium's going to be. Obviously, if I were to put 50,000 miles a year, it would skyrocket up compared to if I were to put about 6, but just be reasonable with it, and you should hopefully see a difference. If you do like these style of videos, drop me a like, because I don't mind making them. It's definitely something a bit different for me, and I love actually speaking. But that is pretty much it, and from my personal experiences, that is what's helped me get my insurance premiums down. So if you did enjoy the video, please drop me a like and a subscribe. We are going to be doing a giveaway at 500 subscribers, and it's completely free to do. All you have to be is literally subscribe. Like I said, if you do want me to make more of these videos, drop me a like. I've got a couple of more videos coming up on the Yaris weapon soon, and yeah, I hope you guys are all staying safe, and I'll probably catch you guys in the next video. Peace.